these games.
All right.
Okay,
There we
okay.
go.
Welcome to Raw Dog Soccer, where me, Joey, and Casey go through the Premier League games and review them, give our takes, maybe a few bets, and for sure some Premier League fantasy player picks. But just me and a buddy talking about soccer. Figured we start recording ourselves and
Yeah, we've
see
been
where it
doing it
goes.
for 12, 13 years now, so might as well record our very good and accurate and always
Professional,
opinions.
always correct.
Always correct. So yeah, here we are. We're finally doing it. Getting our thoughts out into the world here. We're gonna expand into more stuff. I mean, we've got so much soccer stuff swirling in our heads right now, but we're going to start off with Premier League previews. So we're just going to kind of share our thoughts on the weekend and see who we like, who we don't like. A couple hot takes here and there.
Hmm.
This is definitely a hot take zone every now and then, but we're just going to get right into it.
We
So
follow we follow a lot of soccer, but I think communally, besides MLS and maybe some Spanish soccer, it's mainly the Premier League that we kind of share the most knowledge in. But technically, we're starting with game week 13, and we're gonna go off foot mob order, and it's got Leeds Bournemouth first. Leeds at home,
spicy,
very
very. I
barn burners the first game. Some would
Hey,
say.
all I'm gonna say is give me a Leeds just like explosion after all of this drama, after all the Jesse Marsh doubting, and he's still on the fence. I have mixed opinions on him. We won't get too far into it, but I want, of course, I want Jesse Marsh to succeed. I don't think he's the best coach in the world. I don't think he's ever going to be anywhere near sniffing what Pep will be and Mourinho and all of these amazing coaches, but I want him to succeed so badly. And he was a great fit for Leeds, and they've gotten pretty unlucky. They need to sign a fucking defense for once. But either way, this Liverpool win was incredible. The memes of Jesse Marsh and following the Leeds subreddit. I mean, it was just lit. It was just, I want them to take this energy into Bournemouth. Now they're playing Bournemouth
At
at
home.
Road, at Elland Road. I mean,
Sounds like, I mean, you know me, I'm always trying to see the other side and to, you know, trying to be devil's advocate, but this could be like a big hangover game, a letdown spot that they've just gone into Liverpool, beat them in stoppage time, and now they've got bottom table or bottom side Bournemouth,
yeah,
who are still scoring goals. I mean, okay, so I'm a Tottenham fan, Casey's an Everton fan, so thankfully I didn't get to watch a Tottenham game, but I knew that Kiefer Moore hasn't scored a goal all season, scores a brace
that
against
shit
us.
was hilarious.
It was bound to happen. So, but even without him, Solanke should be back healthy or fully healthy. This could be a fun game. Bournemouth, I guarantee you, look at this game thinking we can definitely get something from this.
From a betting perspective on this game, here's what we do know. Regardless of, I think a hangover type of game is an interesting thought about this, and I do agree that Liverpool game was very intense, and I can see it being in that realm. But I also know that after that, the energy that this Leeds squad has right now, Jesse Marsh has right now,
Mhm.
I think they're going to carry that into this game. And regardless of what the score is, they're going to go full throttle, absolutely full throttle. Now, Leeds completely full throttle,
Whatever that
fuck knows
means.
is going to happen. They're technically a relegation team. So who knows what that means? From a betting perspective, their money line is at minus 130. They've got essentially a minus one spread, even a little bit more valuable than that. But I would. This is my shot. Is a Leeds domination, high energy goals, just putting that energy out there, coming from this Liverpool win. So
Gotcha. I don't
yeah,
disagree with that. I could from a third party probably make a both teams to score. You would probably lean the over here. So speaking
yeah,
of
yeah.
overs,
Mm-hmm.
Manchester City at home to Fulham. Now, Manchester
Ah,
City just beat Sevilla today 3-1 without Holland. Julian Alvarez goal and assist, or goal, two assists. So he's pretty integral. They beat Brighton the last game 3-1. Now, this past game against Leicester, they were I didn't watch all of it. I know they only won 1-0, but seemed to be away from home, they're a different side. But I think at home, even I know it's Fulham, but even without Holland, they should still be fine. Should be a 2-goal win. Should easily score 2 goals in the first half. I mean, it's Fulham. They're leaking goals everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, Fulham has averaged 2 goals conceded per game on their away fixtures, and I actually really like Fulham. I think they're a really good side this year. I think Bernd Leno was an amazing pickup for them. I think people undervalue how important a solid goalkeeper is, especially for a team that is their plan. I mean, their game is not Champions League. It's not to win the Premier League. They would love that, but that's not the game plan going in. The game plan is to stay up, is to stay in the best league in the world, the most competitive league in the world, which is a very hard thing to do. Don't go back down. That's their game plan. And I think bringing in a solid, experienced goalkeeper like Leno is perfect. It's what they need. Again, and I'll probably say this for most Man City games from a betting perspective, corners, man.
It should
Corners.
be one of their classic 4-0, 5-0 wins.
And yeah, I think that this is I saw, I can't remember where it was, but City have scored over 3 goals in, I think, like 80% of their home games so far. And most of those have been 5+ goals. So
the only worry is that Holland is missing. So they're missing their target man.
Sure.
But people forget that City scored 80, 90 goals last year without them. So I'm sure, and it's Pep. So it's not that it's like a new manager and new striker. Pep's just going to go back to how they used to play.
Yeah.
So if you're in fantasy, if you're looking to bring in a player, KDB, can't go wrong with that. Obviously, Foden if he starts or not, but even Alvarez, that could be a really good play.
I will say, just really quickly to add before we move on, I don't think City keeps a clean sheet here. I think City concede.
I was thinking that because they have been.
So. Yeah. And even if they have been, I mean, City's got one of the best defenses in the league, in the world, to be honest. Their tactics allow for just complete domination of the opponent, to where the other team has to be on their fucking game if they are going to score against City. I think Fulham scores here. I love the way they attack. I love the Willian addition. I just think, I don't know. They're a very exciting team, the way that Marco Silva has them set up right now. And I think they're coming into this game with a high energy. It's technically going to be a bunker down type of game, which is again why I love corners, especially City corners.
I think they'll have a tougher time than Brighton did, because Brighton, like we talked about, we'll text it about, that they had the wing backs that could easily be a counterplay to City, how they line up. But with Fulham, it's tough because they have the central man. They have Mitrovic that's going to be in between the 2 center backs. And granted, he'll win a few long balls and be a hold up and then start to play from there. But
Mitrovic was bad
I don't think they'll be
out there.
He's a good target man, though.
No, he is.
So,
he's a great
I think
player.
he'll be able to win a few of them. But
yeah,
obviously we think City wins by 2. Bring in all the FPL players.
This is a fairly dominant City win.
The game you won't bring in FPL players for, though, is this Forest Brentford game. Now, Ivan Toney is serving a suspension, so he will miss this game. It is at Forest, and so just like how Bournemouth viewed the Leeds game as a game they can attack, I definitely would think Forest are thinking here that they should at least get a point from this game at home against an Ivan Toney-less Brentford. And Buemo's all right, but the captain's missing for this game.
Yeah. This one is honestly disgusting. It's super gross. If Toney were healthy and it was a fully healthy, informed Brentford, this would be an easy pick in my mind. But I don't know. I love Buemo. I think he's great. He's probably going to be on pens now as well. This is going to be a whose defense is better in this game. I think
this
it's
is like
under.
A very, very under. Yeah. I'm looking at on their past games. Besides Liverpool game, which is a fluke. I mean, they got slapped by Arsenal. Arsenal at home has been amazing so far. Brighton 0-0 away. Wolves 1-0 loss. Villa at home 1-1. It's they're not necessarily clicking because they haven't won. And again, everyone's beating Liverpool randomly, except for Tottenham. They won't. We'll get to that. But
Because Liverpool fucking
it's
sucks.
yeah, it's this is gross. I would expect an under, especially with the Brentford captain missing
Yeah.
Tony. But
Yeah, we'll move on from this one. This would be a solid no bet for me if we're looking at betting lines. I mean, Vegas has it as a total pick 'em. It's like who's going to win? You guess.
Give me
Is
a
there going to be
Brennan.
over 2.5 goals? You guess. We don't
You know
know.
it's an under, but give me a Brennan Johnson penalty in the second half.
Yeah, yeah.
Wolves.
I love that kid. He's fucking
Well,
awesome. I love him.
the USA are going to see him against because he reps Wales. We'll see him in the World Cup. But moving on, we've got Wolves at home to Brighton.
Wolves are in the shitter, man.
Yeah, this is tough
shitter
for them.
This is a shitter. I love that Brighton has not, and I didn't expect this. When Graham Potter left, this is one of those things where when a manager leaves your club, you have your squad has a choice, and it basically is up to how the manager set them up and who he was while he was building at your club. When that manager leaves, that was well respected and a good manager, his legacy at that club is what is the most important.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I highly, highly rate Graham Potter. I think, hot take, I think he is going to be somewhat close in terms of respect and accolades and all of the above to Pep Guardiola. I think Graham Potter is going to be an incredible coach, already is. But I think that the reason Brighton is not really slowing down. I mean, they're slowing down a little bit from their like major hype start to the season, but I don't think they still have their core squad that is playing like nothing has changed. Mm-hmm. And I just think that is Graham Potter's legacy. He was such a good coach that he has left something for those players to, regardless of if he left, they're still feeding off of that. I like Brighton. I think they're a great team. Their youth investing is prime.
They just bought some kid from Argentina too.
Saw that. Yeah,
Boca Juniors or whatever.
I can't pronounce his
last
name.
He's like born in 2004, which is crazy.
Yeah, he
Picking a sidewise, Brighton, as soon as they lost Potter, they went into Anfield and tied 3-3, and then they just beat Chelsea and Potter at home 4-1. Oddly enough, and this is if you believe in XG or not, or a fan of it, but Wolves are actually putting up pretty good numbers. Diego Costa's has been a pretty good target man and creating chances for himself and feeding Podence and players like that. But just like the Forest Brentford game, it's a little gross. You'd expect Brighton to come out winning here, but it wouldn't surprise me if this ended as a draw.
Yeah,
and Wolves got a point.
Yeah, no, it wouldn't surprise me either. Wolves have always been so weird to me, man. I always avoid their players in fantasy. I almost never have a Wolves player in my squad. It's not because there's not good assets in Wolves. Wolves had a great defense last year, and there were a lot of people. Jose Sa, one of our top guys in our league, who, or no, you won our league last year, yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay,
but he's won it before, yeah.
Nerley got top 3 in our league last year, and he like rode a Jose Sa wave
and
for a while.
Even this year, he has.
Even this year, yeah, he caught Jose Sa's like 16-point banger that he had when he saved the penalty and kept a clean sheet and everything. I never touch a Wolves player because they're just so weird. I don't know what the hell is going to happen in their game. But obviously Vegas knows that they're usually unders because the over is pretty much at 2 flat right now.
So with the final game of Saturday, we have Everton versus Leicester. So Everton being Casey's favorite team. Everton is the home team, and they have been pretty decent in terms of XG defense at home as well, just coming off a 0-0 tie draw against Fulham.
Good result on the road to Fulham, in my opinion.
I think Everton's sneaky wins.
We are sneaky. And you know what is frustrating, though, is that Dominic Calvert-Lewin is an absolute shell of his old self.
Mm-hmm.
There have been so many changes in the squad, and he's been in and out injured for so long that he's coming into essentially a completely new slate of everything. And he's not it anymore. He's not it. He'll score a couple goals every now and then because he's a good player. I genuinely think DCL needs a big move somewhere. I think he needs to leave Everton. honestly, Dortmund. I think Dortmund would be awesome for DCL, but it's just disappointing to me. I like the vibes going on with Everton right now. I'm actually pretty high on our team. I'm high on Frank Lampard. I like what he's building right now. We are very in a building stage for sure, and we will be for a while. Don't expect anything from Everton in the near future. We will be in a building phase for a while.
Well,
I
you being
want
that high
DCL
on
to be
them,
fucking good.
I'll say, well, you being this high on everything kind of makes me want to choose Leicester because Leicester's been
I'm not
pretty.
this high on Everton. I trust me. Well, okay, Joey, to put it in perspective, which obviously a lot of, if anyone's listening to this, they don't know yet. I have been down in the dumps on Everton for like 5 years, like bottom of the barrel, complete, just like pity everything. I don't give a fuck what happens anymore. I'm so numb to it. Like it's been, anyways, coming from that, I've now moved like up here in like my optimism for Everton, where it used to be when I first became an Everton fan back in what was it, 2011, 2012.
Shout
I
out Tim
mean,
Howard.
yeah, Tim Howard era was when I joined the Toffees, but I mean, it's just I don't have I don't bet on Everton anymore. I want to see us win and do well, but there's just pieces to it that frustrate me during a building process. So I'm not high on Everton. Do not
Okay.
say that shit.
Okay. I think Everton put a good performance.
Not let me eat my words, okay?
Betting wise, we always love a good home dog. So
True that. And they're actually not dogs.
okay, well that makes me not like my
I
Everton pick
know.
even more.
Well, Vegas is picking up on our form right now, which our midfield, love our midfield. We'll have to move on because
baby.
we don't have time for this. I could talk, I could talk about this for
Yeah.
hours. Anyways, I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. I want
We'll
DCL
clip
to
that.
be good.
We'll,
Underlining.
our Everton preview. We'll clip that and just say I don't know. First game on Sunday,
I don't know.
6 a.m. Central Time. Chelsea against Arsenal. Now I have got. This is a hot take, but I think it's an obvious take. Is that if Arsenal win this game,
they're winning the league.
No, I would say they're going to be there until the end. They're not going to fall off because being a Tottenham fan, I follow these Twitter accounts, and all of them are saying that a top six team has not won an away game against a top six team yet, if that makes sense. Because Arsenal lost or Liverpool lost to Arsenal at the Emirates. Tottenham lost to Arsenal. So if Arsenal can go into Chelsea and win this game, I think it's going to speak volumes. Now, I don't think they will. They do have Saka back. He was picture training today. They shouldn't be missing anyone else, not that I can think of.
Start Eddie and Kaita, please.
Jesus 2 assists last game. I mean,
I'm not saying Jesus is in bad form. I'm just saying fucking start that kid. He's fucking good. Give him a chance.
On the other side, you're finally getting Potter. So Chelsea won today in Champions League. They beat Zagreb, Dinamo Zagreb.
Mm-hmm. Dynamo Zagreb.
You got Dennis Zakaria, or how do you pronounce his name, getting his first start and scoring.
Big goal for him. Big goal for him.
So now you've got, and Potter's been very fluid with formations. I think he's been playing just like he did at Brighton. It was always some sort of base formation they went back to, but they attacked each team tactically. So it was never they fielding the same formation over and over.
Yep.
But you got Raheem
That's the mark of a good coach too. Game by game tactics. Sorry,
and they with some sort of base to fall back to. It's like, we can at least do this, and then whenever we do get ball possession counter, we know what to do. So it's a classic top six matchup. So you think, besides City, like, this is probably a draw. This is probably too big of a game. Each team is going to want points from the other. So it's going to be a fun game to watch. 6 a.m.
Really
usually
fun.
It's some BS team, but
I'm taking Chelsea here. I'm taking Chelsea all the way. And this is one of those things. Arsenal is kind of, they're in a weird spot right now. Their form in Europa League is questionable.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Arsenal have had such a hot start that it would be tough for me to feel like they can continue. But I do agree that if they really play well and dominate and win this game, contenders for title, I would seriously consider them as like major
Yeah.
players going forward this
Yeah.
season, which is
It's
already
only
pretty
it's
clear.
it's
But
only game week 13, so
yeah, yeah. I like Chelsea here though, overall. All right.
over before we move on, over under
For that game?
15 minutes for Pulisic, over under 15.
Um that's such a good question. I fucking hate it.
Come on,
Thanks. I
quick
hate
fire.
it.
Quick fire, come on.
Pulisic gets over 15 minutes.
Okay.
I think Graham Potter has been interesting with the Pulisic situation, to be honest.
All right.
I think he gets more than 15 minutes. Ugh,
Okay.
Thanks. I
So
hate it.
moving on, we have Aston Villa against Manchester United. Aston Villa first game with Unai Emery at home against
Oh
United, who
shit,
have
that's right.
yeah, and he's been with them all week. He's been waiting on a visa.
Over.
Over. That's
It's an
easy.
over.
Over.
Villa ain't keeping a clean sheet, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I can see them having a little manager boost for this one. Unai Emery is a great coach.
What's crazy is that their first home game after Steven Gerrard, they win 4-0 against Brentford.
Fuck
And
Steven Gerrard.
Their next game is away to Newcastle, who are their next game. We'll talk about them, but like they weren't expected to win, but then they get blown out 4-0. So now they're back at home against Manchester United. I think it's too early. I know I am a advocate for the new manager bounce, but I just think it's just not this game. This is all United.
Yeah, I think United wins this game, and I think this is an over. I think Villa scores at least one, because they do have talent on that team, and they are at home as well. But this is Man U clattering. I think Ten Hag has done a great job, honestly, with all the pressure and drama. Good Lord. That man has come in and really, I think he's done a good job, regardless of the context. And I think Man United is really catching whiff of some good form, and their young players are especially really getting after it. And I think I like Man U too. I like an over, especially. This is an over for me.
I'm interested on the over. I just think that they're in such good form that not that they all get a goal and then pack it in, but they'll like a lot of these games have been 1-1s. They've been 1-0.
Sure.
The Chelsea game was 1-1, but I think if they're able to get a goal early, I think it's just gonna be consistent possession over and over, crosses, plays, just gonna be hounding them. But
yeah,
we both like United there. Next game is Southampton at home to a Newcastle team that is absolutely dominant. I personally have 3 Newcastle assets in FPL.
Me too.
Unfortunately,
I finally brought in Almiron after I was hyping him up so much preseason. I'm like, best 5.0 mid in the league. Promise. Oh Jesus.
You can't tell.
Casey's my cat Jasper.
Casey's a huge MLS fan, so
yes, I'm a big MLS person. I love Miguel Almiron, and I love what he's been doing this season.
I'm looking at Southampton's form the past 4 games. I mean, they've scored at least 1 goal in 3 of the 4 games, but I just think that they've got Che Adams. I don't know who else they have doing any sort of damage to them. Kyle Walker-Peters is out. I don't want to say that like Newcastle don't have the mentality to go on and keep winning games 4-0, but they have won in their last 7 games, 2 draws, 5 wins, 4-1 Fulham, 5-1 against Brentford, 2-1 against Tottenham, and 4-0 against Newcastle.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna pound them.
See, this is one of those things, Joey, where I thought the exact same thing. I'm like, God, I love Newcastle right now. There's so much exciting stuff going on at Newcastle. And then you play a fixture away to Southampton, who are like borderline relegation. They're like super questionable. And this is me talking from a betting perspective, because I absolutely love a Newcastle like alt spread right now, like a minus 1.5 or something like that, which would give you a lot of value. But then you watch the game and there's just gnarly fouls and yellow cards and Southampton just being Southampton, and it just makes you boil inside. I feel like this is just a classic like ends 1-1 type of thing with a red card or 2. Oh, it would make me so mad if I had bet on Newcastle.
I would agree with that. I just think with the World Cup coming up with Kieran Trippier, and then you've got Callum Wilson who's trying to find a spot in that roster. I just think it's
Yeah,
guns
I'm with
firing.
you.
So
I've got Wilson, Almiron, and Trippier in my team
I've
right now.
got Sven fucking Botman as my third player because I didn't think Callum Wilson
He's
would be
been
this
fucking
big of a deal.
solid.
I know, but
So
he's
good
not
pick.
dropping. He's not dropping 2 goals and assists. Anyways, we have about 10 minutes left in this
Here we go.
recording.
We
We
got
have
two more
two games
games.
left. We'll quickly go through this game, the West Ham Crystal Palace game.
Yeah.
West Ham is at home. I love West Ham here. Crystal Palace can't do shit
Yeah, they
away.
can't do shit on the
And
road.
I'm looking for a big Bowen bounce back game. I bet Saeed
Me
Ben Rama.
too.
Sorry, Saeed Ben Rama crosses up everyone, and then Fabianski, my FPL goalie, maybe you know what? He was subbed off injured at half though. So
Yeah,
I gotta think
they've
about
made some
that.
good defensive investments. I like
Mhm.
West Ham right now. I think they're looking up. I have Bowen in my FPL team.
I'm not sure about a win, but I think that it's
Yeah.
going to be a low scoring because Crystal Palace
A
can't.
1
I mean,
0, 1 0, 2 0, 2 1 type of deal.
they
Yeah.
lost 3-0 away to Everton. Couldn't do
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
Now,
Questionable. All right, big boy. Here we
big
go.
game on Sunday. Tottenham against Liverpool. A quick stat before we start. Liverpool have not won an away game this year.
Oh shit! Really?
Yep.
Joey,
Sorry,
stat.
an away Premier League game this year.
Ha! Fuck Liverpool.
Son has surgery on his cheekbone. He's officially out.
Myself.
Richarlison's going to be
Yeah,
out.
that sucks.
Kulu says he's going to be out. I think Romero
Oh,
is questionable. I think he's out for 10
I
days.
don't think he's gonna play.
Yeah. So that means a back line of Davies, Lenglet, and Dyer. It's grim.
At least it's not Sanchez.
It could be. Fuck, man. It could be.
No,
our luck,
I think Conte's seen enough at this point.
Knowing
He's a
our
smart
luck.
manager.
we got to tweak Dyer or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But this is, I mean, so here, I'll give you two picks and I'll let you, all 2 point of views and I'll let you go. Tottenham seems to always score in the big games somehow against Liverpool, Chelsea, whoever, City especially. I don't know where it's going to come from. We have like either the first or tied for first in terms of set piece goals in the Premier League. So maybe we nab one there because we need Perisic to start to get crosses in. But there's also the other end, I've seen it all, just like you were talking about with Everton earlier, the Tottenham fan, we're going to lose 3-1 away from home, just like we did in Newcastle last week. These big teams come in, they play their style, and I just think it's going to be way too much, especially with Liverpool picking up some form here in the past few weeks.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you. This is honestly a no bet. Although, from a betting perspective, Liverpool money line is at plus 120. Tottenham is at plus 215 on Bavada. The over
We'd love a home dog.
Is at 3. We do love a home dog. It's interesting. I love PEH and Bentancur. You guys have, I mean, obviously Conte has made incredible investments. So, well, except PEH wasn't really his, but either way, this is a weird one. Tottenham is in a really weird spot as of very recently, and Liverpool is in a weird spot all season. Even
to help your no bet
form
out, we're most likely to be running a 3-5-2 with Kane and Lucas up top, while Liverpool will be running a 4-4-2 or 4-3-1-2 with
Liverpool running a 4-4-2 is so foreign to me.
4-3-1-2, I believe. I believe there's one central player, but that just goes to show you. I mean, Kane's not going to be able to do it all.
Yeah, both teams are in a super weird spot right now. Yeah, we'll see. That'll be a fun one though. That'll be that's a good 10:30 game on Sunday.
I hope it's close for my sake, but if I were to make a pick, it's some sort of like Liverpool team total or something like that, because we're not going to be. It's, and you know what it is, and this is me being cynical, but I think we get another bad Lloris game here. He had an insane game against Marseille. He had an insane game against the team because he had a very bad game against Newcastle.
Yeah, I can see it too.
We lost United, but he had an insane game there, and none of those goals were his fault. I mean, he just got peppered, but I got a feeling, and that just might be too cynical. But if I were to go with something, it'd be a Liverpool team total.
Well, I hope not.
Well, you're your closet Coys fan.
Well, yeah, and also you're playing Liverpool, so fuck Liverpool.
And
Yeah.
I wish Richarlison was there because then you could rep the jersey that's supposed to be mine, but we won't talk about that.
Yeah.
So to quickly wrap things up, I'm Joey. This is Casey. This is our first episode of Raw Dog Soccer. Please feel free to follow us any way. We're not sure what platforms we'll be on yet, uploading to, but we plan on doing this, uploading our previews every Friday, and then every Monday doing some sort of review of what happened, what we saw, what we kind of compare and contrast, what we thought was going to happen, what did happen, and then hopefully just be able to continue to chat about it and find a few people who are interested in listening and give us a follow, interact
Yeah.
with us.
Yep. That about wraps it up.
Absolutely.
Thanks, everyone.
Peace.
All right.